morning, guys. So we're gonna take a little quick trip down south. Along the way, I'm gonna take some videos and clips of different cars that I find and everything. I'm always doing that, always looking to see what I can find. We did find a little collection of trucks in Arkansas. They had a bunch of stuff. I probably should have took some videos. There were some 67 to 72 short bed trucks, about 6 of them. They were actually patinaed pretty nice and all that. I just didn't have time to like go back in the nasty weeds because they got some pretty gnarly poison ivy and all that stuff. So I didn't go back and get videos of them, but they were pretty good builders. But the one I was mostly interested was this copper tan, or not tan, bronze and white, 71, 72 Cheyenne. Had one of the toolboxes on the right side of the bed, and it was a 5-lug Cheyenne truck, but it ended up not working out. But anyways, this is the stuff I found on this trip, and I do find a part that I need for the Camaro along the way. So let's check them out. Man, I'm gonna have to get one of these days, a little 280Z. I like the 240s a little bit better, but man, this car's got the look. Pretty rad. And what are the odds? There's another one right there. So, this right here, it's looking pretty damn good to me. Looks to be about of a 77 Ford F100. This is a Papal truck right here. But yeah, this thing's nice, man. Very clean old pickup. And I'm pretty amazed. Most of these trucks from down here are pretty rusty, but I see some every once in a while that are really, really clean and rust-free. Yeah, dude, that thing is clean, man. Doesn't have the factory tailgate, but then it says something company, Solgent, Alabama. Damn. Ain't even been worked. It's got the little tough toolbox on the side of it too. Pretty rare. Yeah, this is rad as hell, man. I like it. Good morning, guys. So I came out, I don't know, a day before yesterday or something, and I heard a bow, real loud noise, and I was like, what the heck was that? So I came out here and I was looking around and I was like, man, this, I don't know what that noise was. So I'm looking around, and right there, baby, old tire blew up on the front of this thing. So not only are we gonna do some type of transmission, but now might as well just go ahead and pull the wheels off and get those, ready to restore and clean up. So I'm not really for sure what this is. I think it's a 46 Ford, but let's have a look. So what do we got here? I am guessing this is probably about a 46 or so Ford. Like I said, I'm not that good on these, but I imagine it has a flathead of some sort in it, which I think flatheads are pretty cool. But it seems to be, I'm sure it's been painted once, but it's just the way I like it. But I'm up here getting some tires for the little Honda. Oh yeah, that's sharp. I don't know about that mannequin. I don't know what he's got going on there. Probably a lot less hassle than a real one, so. But yeah, pretty cool little car though. I bet it sounds good. So how are we today, guys? Good to see you again. It's been a few weeks. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but we're gonna try to make some headway on the old Camaro. So 3 things I'm wanting to do. I want to change the intake manifold because this RPM style Edelbrock intake is about 1 inch too high, and I want that carburetor and a good air cleaner to set below the hood. Also, I want to get the air flapper and try to make it work with the factory air cleaner, so I'm going to give that a go, but I need the shorter manifold. Yeah, it's probably going to cost me 7 or 8 horsepower on, 6,000 RPMs, but that's okay. I want it to be functional and look, proper. Also, this right front tire right here has blown out. It did that luckily while nobody was in here, so thankful for that. But now it's time. I was going to try to get by and just run on these wheels to get it, the bugs worked out, but that's not going to happen. So I'm going to remove the wheels. We're going to run down and get these tires taken off, and then I'm going to clean and prep the wheels. I'm going to repaint them, and then I don't know. It's got 235s all the way around it right now. 225/70s, the factory style. But I really, on that other Camaro that I had 255/60s all the way around, and I really, really love that look. I really want the BFGs, but they're about $270 more than the Cooper Cobras, so it's going to be tough, but I'm going to have to go the Cooper Cobra route because I've got to, make the money go as far, because after I do the intake swap, we'll do the wheels. All right, we're all jacked up. So now it's time to get after it. I went ahead and pulled the heater core hoses off of it because if you remember, that's busted and it needs to be replaced, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. We're worrying about just what it takes to get this thing going. So I've got to pull the carburetor, distributor, carburetor. I'm gonna go ahead and block off these heater hose ports for right now, just because I don't need it. We'll worry about that when it's like 17 degrees outside and we're freezing to death. But we're gonna get this intake manifold changed, and the reason being is because it's about 1 inch too tall. And on these cars with the sloped front ends, the carburetor and hood clearance is a big issue. And that's one reason why I really wanted to LS swap this and put the car intake on it. But I came across this for a smoking deal and I had to do it. Anyways, long story short, let's go ahead and start taking some of this stuff apart. All right, guys, we're at that point. I've already pried this thing off or got it loosened up. So now all we have to do is pick it up off the engine. So let me get this hose over here out of the way. Dang, that thing's still in there tight. Ah, that silicone's holding good. So you have to be asking yourself, why are we changing intake manifolds when in the earlier videos you saw that I put that one on there and that's the one that came with the engine, so why are we doing this? Well, reasoning is on second gen Camaros, the hood slopes down like that. Where like these Chevelles and stuff, they've got a lot of hood clearance. They're pretty flat and bulky looking and everything. Well, those cars are really sloped down, so they don't have much clearance for the carburetors and air cleaners and all that. And I want to try to make the factory like air cleaner that goes against the bottom of the hood for the air induction setup to work. So like now it doesn't work that great. I mean, but it's the novelty of that style car. That's what, when those were new, everybody remembers that stuff. I've had one, I've had them work. I love them. Just like the LS6 Chevelle with the cowl induction, it's so cool. Anyway, so this RPM manifold that was on it is a lot taller. Well, this intake that I'm changing to is just your standard run-of-the-mill performer intakes. This is idle to 5,500. This one runs like 1,500 to 6,500. Well, this motor made peak power at like 6,000 RPMs. So yeah, I'm gonna probably give up 7 to 8 horsepower on the top end, but I don't think I'm going to get rid of any torque. But the reason being, this intake is 3/4 of an inch shorter than this one. So I need all the hood clearance I can get. So this is going to drop the carburetor and the air cleaner down 3/4 of an inch. So that's pretty good, pretty big deal. So now, like I said, it may lose some power. I know they tune these things on the dyno, and it's matched to those heads, all that. But the thing is, it's going to do me no good when I can't put an air cleaner on it and make it one look right and one act right. So we're going to get that cleaned up and prepped. I'm going to start transferring studs over to this one, first one thing and two here and there. But yeah, we'll get ready. We'll go clean that intake, or clean the heads off to put the intake on. So that's why I'm doing this. So I don't know if you can see a big difference in them. They look about the same. But now this one, the bottom part is milled down. Well, this one is still bowed out. So, but I've measured it from this surface here with a straight edge, and then also reading online is 3/4 of an inch shorter. One thing I would suggest is I would take, especially on these used manifolds, so I picked this up outside of Little Rock on my way back from Louisiana. So I scour the marketplaces and stuff when I have the extra time, and if I'm looking for something, I try to pick up something along the way, and sure enough, it worked. I got what I was after. But this one had a little bit of boogered up thread. I fixed that, but it's always a good idea to run a tap to the holes you know you're going to use, inspect them and everything. But other than that, I think all these holes are fine, but I'm going to tap all these holes I know I'm using before I glue it on the car and find out if it's any good or not. So, all right, guys. So we're getting ready to drop this Edelbrock Performer intake on our Blueprint 355. So I'm going to do a video on this one. It shouldn't take that long, but you got to be pretty careful when you're laying this on there. Make sure I don't have any crud in it, nothing in the intake ports. This is always kind of a pain with the hood on, but we will get it there. Good morning, guys. So you guys ever do something stupid, and I did it yesterday, but like it just still, I woke up today is the first thing I thought about, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. So I went to my grandpa's house because I've been mowing that since I've been a teenager. I'm still mowing it. I got loaded up, and I guess a rock has hit the side window on my camper, and yeah, this is a bummer. So I don't know if you can get windows for that, but I really want one of those, like I call it the OG&E style utility campers that's got the doors on the back that open up and the side entrances and stuff. So I think I'm going to get a different camper. I'm sure you can fix this one, but this one's kind of, I want something I can tie things to the roof and stand on it, and it'll be a lot more sturdy. So, but it still doesn't help that I feel like an idiot. But I don't remember hitting it with nothing because like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know how it happened. So, alrighty, voila, it's all bolted on. So now we basically just go in reverse from what we did and put it back together. Everything's buttoned back up. Air cleaner's on. Let's find out if this intake swap really did what we were wanting it to do. Drum roll, please. Voila. And if you see, it did not. This intake setup is still just a scotch too tall. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to modify the factory air cleaner and actually have the base of it drop down a little bit further because it's still too tall. But for now, we're going to run this air cleaner. It fits just perfectly and it'll get us by. So, bummer, spoiler alert, didn't work, but it actually made it where this air cleaner would fit because the other one, it would start smashing the filter element and it wouldn't work. So, this is what we're going to work with for right now, because we've got some other irons in the fire with this car.